I actually have a friend who I was just talking to a little while ago, and I think that it like coincides with like how you're taught. He like is definitely different based on values, but like how he was taught to be masculine is definitely different than like how my perception is. And his is more like when Valentine's Day comes around, I don't necessarily want to value that with you. Or when our anniversary comes around, I don't necessarily need to like.
Well, that's because it's not manly to be emotional with your girl. It's not, you know what I'm saying? Like,
and you see,
but
that's
it is now, but it wasn't then.
That's what I find problematic, because I'm necessarily different, because like how he was saying, I definitely think I can agree to the degree to that you're subject to what you're surrounded by in your environment. And when I think back on it now, my whole like life is literally based off of like watching Young and the Restless, Bold and the Beautiful, and Lifetime with my grandmother.
Fire stories. Lifetime's trash.
There's these gender roles and these boundaries that are placed around us, and we're told you can't step out of this lane or you can't do this. Because as much as I was also told things that were like, you should do this as a man and then you shouldn't do this as a man, I also saw other parents tell their kids, you shouldn't do that because that's what girls do. Or my mom would tell my sisters, ladies are to be seen and not heard.
Mm-hmm. Whoa.
That's a very old. That's a very old school mentality.
But you know what?
You know what it's about though. It's about discipline more so than you should understand that it's. And I feel like they changed it up a little as we got older. It's like it turned to there's a time and a place for everything.
Yeah, it's like knowing your place.
It's about knowing your place, but that lesson was for ladies.
That's so crazy.
Where's the guy lesson for that?
Mm-hmm. But you know what? And that's wild that you say that, because it's like there's a confinement for the ladies in that area. But then when it comes to, I guess the what you would call like the untamable nature of what people call like masculinity, like how some boys naturally gravitate to dirt, they goofy, they fart, they you know what I mean, they fight, just for fun.
Right.
Those things, if you were raised around all women, that was like, oh, don't do that. Like that's you being bad.
Right.
Mm-hmm. That's not being a boy, that's being bad. You know what I'm saying? Or like, so there's a box for that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like a boy is supposed to be just sitting, like not wanting to move, not wanting to talk. Not wanting to talk, but like more apt to talk. He's more apt to express his ideas. When like a boy, all he want to do is be like, I want to like suplex you because it's fun.
His feelings though.
But not his feelings.
Express
right.
your ideas,
right.
But not your feelings. Where on the other side, the ladies are told at a young age, it's okay to have feelings. Don't think.
And their emotions are their strength.
But they're told how to control. It's already being shown to them how to show control over it.
Man,
that's
we're not even acquainted with our emotions, so we don't even know.
Again, it's just the way things work. It goes back to that old way of, again, the man is the leader of the household. You're trying to mold him this way. These things were seen as weakness. And like there's some women today who have a preference for tall dudes, and they don't realize that that's predicated on their definition of what masculinity is based on things that they were shown as a child.
Wow.
That reminds me, there's something Kanye West said in an interview. He was like, in an interview, he was like, the opposite of hip hop is gay.
Everybody in hip hop discriminates against gay people. To me, like, that's one of the standards of hip-hop, is to be like, yo, you fag, you gay. Matter of fact, the exact opposite word of hip-hop, I think, is gay.
We gotta think hip-hop is black masculinity.
I was about to say that, but hip-hop is what, though?
Hip-hop is literally black masculinity.
That's so crazy.
So, like, we think about girls getting into it, we think about white people getting into it, we think about there being R&B rappers now, all that shit. Not like masculine black male shit.
But you know what? That's also why I tell Dave I don't try to use the word bitch in any of my raps, because I think that appropriating the word like that, it only like
it furthers it.
Yeah.
Well, how much times have we said the word nigga in here?
Yeah.
Oh, but I like separate.
Move forward. But does nigga move forward the stereotype? Nigga doesn't mean masculine and feminine.
I actually don't have a problem.
That's
I
it
don't.
right there, though.
So for me, I say nigga. Nigga means person.
And I'm saying,
Yes.
you know,
Yes.
nigga
Like,
doesn't have a gender
I literally have no
assignment. Yes.
problem.
Now, if you give nigga a gender assignment, then yes, there's a question of.
And that's what happens.
That's where you're like.
And that's where you
blurring
start
the
blurring lines. That's where like you see racism. That's where like when I say nigga and my white friend is mad they can't say nigga. First of all, they don't get like the connotation of nigga as a black person. But putting the word on a black person is a racial bias. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Putting racial bias on the word nigga is already the problem. So like for me, it's tricky because I'm black, but like I call white people nigga. I say like niggas, and I mean every person in the room. Those niggas over there is all five of those people, no matter what race or gender or whatever. And so it's tricky because it's like that's like a thing that other people can't quite understand because it's like you don't get good at something until you can do it a lot of times. And if you're never able to actually say and understand the word nigga, then you struggle to understand the word nigga. And that's why so many white people get upset when I'll say nigga and they're like, you can say nigga, but I can't be upset when you call me cracker. You know, like, you know what I'm saying?
Well,
The cracker argument.
Well,
which is
what's
stupid.
problematic with that as well is that to me, I don't even necessarily think that we shouldn't allow other people to say nigga necessarily as it was problematic for people to say nigger. It's just
it doesn't
that
matter. You can't, like he said, you can't separate the racial bias if you're not a black person.
You can't do anything about it. It's not their fault. They just can't.
It's a racist word. It's like it's inherently.
It's like girls calling each other bitch.
Racist.
And that's why they get mad when we call them bitch.
Because it's inherent.
And that's separate to race.
Exactly.
Black girls call other girls bitch. White girls call other like bitch, hoe, slut. Like you know how they're always like
in a friendly, playful, but they know
that it's the equivalent
conversation
reclamation. Like they're like I reclaim the word bitch from my oppressors who are men. Yeah, their oppressors are men. You know, so I reclaim the word bitch. Y'all, if y'all call me bitch, we fighting. But if I call her bitch, we not fighting. We might be homegirls. But if I call you nigga, or especially my nigga, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Then like, there's
it's just
different.
context based off of the
Yeah,
person.
and so I think I feel like that was off topic, but
No, that was
you know.
there was the whole point of that was initially off of the word bitch and talking about the gender role assignment.
yeah.
of these
So for me, it
things.
doesn't matter. It doesn't matter like all those things and like it's just hip hop is men, is black men, and like when you think about when women came into rap, think
Disclaimer:
about
we're not saying that women shouldn't.
women should rap.
I'm a
Women should
disclaimer
rap.
in that because someone's gonna watch this later on and be
What?
like,
They gotta get to the
"What is
point.
he trying to say?"
They gotta get to the point.
Right,
though.
they gonna miss the point
Because when women in large got into rap, you know, when Kim, when Foxy, like every female rapper was a reflection of what men saw of women. So all of them were sexual rappers. All of them. They were like
Even Queen.
not her.
not Queen.
But you know what's funny about that?
Right?
So that era, we call that the golden era. First of all, as black people, we call that the golden era. In that era, Queen Latifah, and all the females like in early hip hop weren't over sexualized compared to the more current, also current, but even less now. We've got a lot of female rappers. Like when you think about like drill rappers and shit, like they're just like, yeah, we fight bitches and we kill bitches. Like we're really out here just doing that. But in that era, like in the golden age of, almost like the golden age of black culture,
Right, because you
know,
the TV.
yeah. So like when you think about like Family Matters, Cosby Show, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, all those were A, preaching family values, B, had moms and dads, C, like would going to school, getting your degree, getting married, staying with your boo.
And then even with the music, the reason music transitioned away because we had the quote unquote sexual revolution and women started to value
Madonna and shit.
and expressing themselves in a sexual manner and feeling more free and comfortable
You know,
with that.
and that's crazy because like it's like a big step forward for women, but like the way that men treat women, it was a step back.
Because there was a realization that we were already treating them poorly.
Yeah,
And they called attention to that.
they called attention to it, and we ate it up, but it made things worse.
Worse.
So now, like,
because we didn't try to correct it.
I've always been asked like because I wear skinny jeans am I gay by my family, and it was always problematic to me because I felt like that idea shouldn't have been valued to what a man is. And to go deeper into that thought, I remember I met someone last year who like polished his nails, And when I first met him, I thought he was gay. And then after I actually had a conversation with him and he told me he did it because he enjoyed it, it changed my whole thought on it. Because I can't judge someone just based off of how they present themselves. And it made me think so much deeper on like how we perceive a male figure, to the point to where like it made me like not even respect a lot of the males that like subject a man to think that they're gay, because that same thought is what then places a deeper root to then think that you are gay later on in your life.
But you can be gay and masculine is the thing. Like that's where like people
Sexuality,
like
masculinity,
those things aren't the same.
They're not the same.
Yeah, like you
What's
can
that
be.
football player that came out about a year or two ago?
Oh yeah, that was
He
a guy.
he was the dopest.
Didn't they kick him off the team
Yeah,
though?
I'm about to say they temporarily had. Man, I don't even want to talk about that. Back to point.
Yeah, I think that's the thing. Is like what happens is you're either masculine or you're gay. You're not masculine or feminine. You're masculine or gay. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not like and for me, I don't even like masculinity is stupid anyway. But like it's not like because I'm more like a good person does blank, a bad person does blank. It has nothing to do with whether or not you're a man or woman. A good person opens the door for the person behind them, not a good man opens the door for the person. You know what I'm saying? So like
And
for
the
me,
person says thank you.
you know what I'm saying? Like,
And they're responsible.
Exactly. You know, and so like when for stuff like that, there's so many things that I have erased like male or female from, and just been like a good person does blank, but like still to this day, and I think this is one of those situations where like that's gay, like as like a diss to something, that came from our ideas of masculinity, because you know like girls don't say that's gay. Dudes say that's gay because it's not masculine to be gay, and if you're not masculine, then you're the negative, which is gay, and so it's like
But it's a corrective process because I need you to fit a narrative.
Exactly.
I need you to be masculine, manly man, provider, powerhouse, authoritative figure. If you're taking on these traits of a woman at the time, what was the worst thing that you could possibly be?
I also think that there's like a level
that's
I think there's like a level of insecurity in most men that find like another guy that's gay. I think that because it's too different to like the actual stereotype of what a male is, they can't accept it at times.